Good morning, day 73 of the 75-day challenge. These walks are really magical and I can't recommend them enough. For me personally, ever since I was young, I dream a lot, and oftentimes when I dream really heavily, definitely lucid dreaming, it feels like I never went to sleep at night. So I wake up feeling not rested. My mind feels like it's in a knot and just no clarity. So these walks are really great for that. Last night was one of those nights, just a full night of intense lucid dreaming. So I really needed this extra long walk today to kind of unjumble my brain, which has felt good. So if any of you experience that out there, would definitely recommend this. Okay, so some positive news. A couple weeks ago, I had talked about putting together maybe a collective or initiative where we could help first responders, essential workers, people front of the line with this whole pandemic by offering them the resources that we have, which is our cars, at a deeply discounted rate, especially for those people who are working in the medical field. And I haven't mentioned anything about it in a while, but I have been working on it behind the scenes. And I was actually able to get this idea and this message across to Turo's CEO, Andre Haddad, which I had the opportunity to briefly talk to him yesterday. So I was really glad that he got my message and he acknowledged it. He said that, Turo will do whatever they can in their power to help, and he did pass along that message to other key members of their team, so that was really cool. It's a step in the right direction. It's progress, so I'm happy with it. And with that said, I don't know exactly what the outcome of this will be, but we can definitely hope for the best. So that's kind of what happened there. And I also got a really good resource packet from my account rep, which has some really great resources for us hosts and kind of how to deal with certain situations, which I will share with you guys once I get back to my computer. So I was really happy to see that come across my email as well. And on that note, that's pretty much an update on what's been going on. This weekend is looking pretty positive in terms of rentals. We might experience some rain this weekend, so that might sort of counter that. But I am keeping my prices on the higher end of things, and hoping to get some full price rentals this weekend, which is good. Other than that, that's really about it. Like I said, when I get back home and I get to my computer, I'm going to go over some of the resources that were sent to me and share those with you guys. And for now, I'll call it a day on day 73 and my walk. Bye guys. Just a quick parting thought that I forgot to mention is one of the things that I was thinking a lot about during my walk today is these sort of next couple weeks that we have. And this sort of quarantine lifestyle that we're in is offering up a lot of free time and a lot of free hours for so many of us. And I've been thinking all about how I'm going to use those free hours. And what we've learned from the reading of The Wealthy Gardener so far is that it's really how you use those free hours that makes all the difference in how your life ends up panning out, how you accumulate wealth, and how you position yourself, right? So everyone has their typical, what the book likes to call their survival hours, right? And that's like that 40-hour work week. And in many scenarios, that's barely enough to even break even. So these free hours are really the hours that propel you, that get you ahead, and that make all the difference in what you're able to do with your life. So for me, what I'm thinking about is best case scenario, this whole quarantine work from home thing that we have going on is gonna give us maybe another 2 to 3 weeks of some downtime and some free time. And today I was thinking about how I want to spend every waking moment of those next 2 to 3 weeks engulfed in my work and just making sure that I'm spending all my free hours towards activities that are efficient and that offer me progress in what it is that I'm trying to do with my business, in generating revenue, and just really positioning myself better for the future. So really trying to leverage these unprecedented times that we have, which is actually such a beautiful thing because it has given us, most people, more free time than they've ever had. And so you really want to use that to your benefit. And basically the way that I look at it is after 3 weeks, or, you know, the 2 months of this quarantine that we've been in, when we come out of it, and I look back at this, I want to think about, what do I want my outcome to be? How do I want to perceive the time that I had? And the last thing I want going on in my head is like, shoot, I wish I used that time to be more productive, or to get this done, or to work on this, or to move forward on this. I want to look at it like, damn, I used all that time and I really got ahead, and I was efficient with that time, and I made something of it, you know? So I really leveraged that time. And that's the story that I want to tell myself at the end of this. So for the next few weeks, I'm really just going to kind of bury my head in the sand and try to do everything that I possibly can while I'm home, while I have this time, to get ahead and be efficient and use those free hours to propel me forward. But yeah, just wanted to kind of share that parting thought with you guys, and hopefully some of you see it from that perspective as well, and it ends up being really a positive thing for many of you out there. All right, guys. Okay, so moving on to my nightly reading of The Wealthy Gardener, day 73. Can't believe that there is only 2 more days left of this challenge. But I can definitely say it's basically just turned into a lifestyle for me. So I don't think that after 75 days, I think some people were asking what happens after 75 days. I think I'm pretty much just going to continue on with this, just because it's been such a positive lifestyle change that it'll just carry on that way. So I have been going over the 10 Seeds of Wealth from The Wealthy Gardener by John Safaric. We've gone over 4 seeds already, which have been Think Wealth, Frugality, Profitability, and To Get Out of Debt. And today's seeds are, I'm going to go over 2 of them. The first one is going to be Save Urgently, and then the second one is going to be called Keep Score. So let's get right into it. So this is chapter 5, lesson 5 for anybody that's following along. Saving urgently means banking excess income as a top priority. Without urgency to save, we spend arbitrarily and then wonder where the money goes. Urgency is vital because an empty bank account causes hopelessness, vulnerability, and dependence. Worse, it causes smart people to fear losing thankless jobs. Money in the bank changes life quite a bit. Saving money provides a cushion against catastrophe. It has the power to absorb hard punches. It requires a discipline that, when mastered, qualifies one to attend a greater banquet. And earlier in this chapter, he references sort of what this greater banquet is that you get to be a part of if you have sort of that savings of money, and it's investing and being able to buy real estate and things that are going to pay off later on in your life, and that will compound eventually and help you build your wealth. Save money and money will save you, reads a Jamaican proverb. If you wish to get rich, save what you get, advised Brigham Young. A fool can earn money, but it takes a wise man to save and dispose of it to his own advantage. If we don't save, we stay broke, no matter how much we earn. Gaining wealth is a marathon made up of consistently saving small amounts. All the days, our lives, to one day gain access to the banquet of ownership. And once we gain access to opportunities, we gain financial advantages. Never give up on a dream because of the time it will take to accomplish it. The time will pass anyways, said Earl Nightingale. Save at the start of each month using an automatic savings draft from every paycheck. Such a plan will create a sustainable structure for depending while you accumulate wealth. It assures progress without willpower. Since you can't spend what you don't see, it's important to move the money into the bank before you have access to it. Saving now is the way to wealth, while saving someday is the way to scarcity. If you cannot save money, said W. Clement Stone, the seeds of greatness are not in you. The life lesson, save urgently. I saw that an empty bank account left me powerless. but a pile of cash offered security and possibilities. And to touch on his point about just kind of automating your savings process, that was actually something that I learned at a Tony Robbins seminar that I attended many years ago. And he related it directly to investing, whether that's in the form of a Roth IRA, stocks, whatever it might be, whatever you're into, index funds, which is what we learned about. One of the things he talked about is how you kind of just have to automate it, set it, and forget it. And I remember way back then, I did exactly that. I started with the smallest amount. I think it was like $100 a month or something, and over the years, you just kind of forget about it, and it grew and it grew and it grew, and it was just really great to know that you kind of had that stockpiled up for you should you ever need it, which is really reassuring. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next seed, which is chapter 5, lesson 6, and that is called Keep Score. A score is an objective measure of performance, a metric to judge success. What gets measured gets done, said Tom Peters. What gets measured gets managed, said Peter Drucker. What gets measured gets improved, said Robin Sharma. What gets measured certainly gets our attention. If you want financial accumulation, measure it. Keep a running tally. Keeping financial score monitors wealth building during the chaotic whirlwind of life. Everything one does with money, spending, incurring debt, paying off debt, saving, investing, eating out, has an impact on a net worth score. Tracking net worth is an invaluable tool for making decisions and taking actions. Wealth in the end is essentially a number. Make it a policy to know your net worth to the penny, advised T. Harv Eker. Focus on all 4 of your net worth factors: increasing your income, increasing your savings, increasing your investment returns, and decreasing your cost of living by simplifying your lifestyle. Keep track of reality. Keeping score can remind us that when we are not doing anything too exciting, we are doing it right. If investing is entertaining, if you're having fun, said George Soros, you're probably not making any money. Good investing is boring. Investing should be more like watching paint dry or watching grass grow, said Paul Samuelson. That's funny. If you want excitement, take $800 to go to Las Vegas. The same boredom should surround our personal expenditures. The thrill is the score. There is a joy and wonder in watching little seeds grow. The life lesson: keep score. I found that not keeping score led to confusion, but tracking net worth led to consistent, right actions. This was really interesting because I've actually never heard of measuring in terms of what your net worth is. This is the first time I've heard of that concept, and it makes a lot of sense. So when I actually read this chapter earlier in the day today, I went online and tried to see if there was any calculators for net worth. There's a bunch of them online. There's a ton of them if you just Google it, and you can input all your assets and liabilities and things like that. It'll tell you what your net worth is. And you can also go to your app store, and there's a bunch of calculators that you can download. And I downloaded one of them, and I really liked it because it's something that you can continue to manipulate, and it's always right there on your phone. So really interesting metric, which, before I thought about downloading it, I was like, ooh, I don't think it's going to really be that positive of a number. But what I realized after downloading it and inputting my information is that you don't want to be oblivious to where you're at. Knowing is way better than not knowing. So it doesn't matter where you are on the spectrum, it's probably better that you find out so that you can take the right steps and move in the right direction moving forward. So I found it to be really useful, and hopefully throughout my life I'll continue to use it. And on that note, that is day 73. These have been the 10 Seeds of Wealth from The Wealthy Gardener by John Safaric. And again, these videos are a part of a 75-day series, which you can find on my YouTube homepage. It's titled The 75-Day Challenge. And I do go through this entire book. As you can see, I'm right at the end of it, and should wrap up in the next couple of days. For information on where to get this book, you'll see a link in my description down below, as well as a link to this challenge, which I highly, 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 highly recommend. All right, guys, on that note, that is it for me. It is time to call it a night. Take care. Hope everyone is staying healthy and well, and I will be with you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.